you know, there's some things that she has done that I think have a lot of people's teeth on edge. And, you know, in the 1996...
Such as what, Senator?
In the 1996 Law Review article, she endorsed, quote, legal realism, unquote, and a, quote, legal system capable of fluidity and pliancy. She went on to say our society will be straitjacketed were not the courts constantly overhauling the law and adapting it to the realities of ever-changing social, industrial, and political conditions, unquote. You know, that to a lot of people means, hey, is she an activist judge? Probably. In a 2002 speech, she questioned whether judges can transcend their personal sympathies and prejudices in deciding cases, she said, quote, even in most cases, unquote. And one of the statements she made was, quote, and I wonder whether by ignoring our differences as women or men of color, we do a disservice both to the law and society, unquote. Well, you know, the conference at Duke in 2005 where she stated, quote, the Court of Appeals is where policy is made, unquote. Those have to be explored because if they mean what they look like they mean on the surface, it means you're going to get an activist justice on the Supreme Court. And I think that will bring not only Republicans into great concern, but Democrats as well. Nobody wants to vote against a Supreme Court nominee. Certainly I don't. But on the other hand, we're talking about 9 of the most important positions in the world.
George Herbert Walker Bush first nominated her to the bench.
Oh, wait a minute, Andrea. Wait a minute. I was on the Judiciary Committee back then. At that time, district court judges were really effectively chosen by the Senate.
Okay,
so in this case, both Senator Moynihan and
D'Amato,
they had a one-for-one deal. So she was chosen by Democrat, and George Herbert Walker Bush really basically had no choice but to appoint her. Now,
you're saying by senatorial courtesy she was Pat Moynihan's choice for the court.
That's right.
Let me ask you about your own vote in
1998,
sir. You voted for her, did you not? Or do I have that wrong? You were one of the 7 Republicans.
Well, let me just say this. I think the media tries to make something out of that because George Herbert Walker Bush was president. They shouldn't. She was basically picked by Senator Moynihan, a Democrat. In 1998, for the Circuit Court of Appeals, I did vote for her because I believe in giving the president due deference, especially for Circuit Court of Appeals nominees. But now we're talking about the most important court on earth.